As we grow older, our priorities change. Fitness is no longer just about appearance. It becomes about function, comfort, independence, and well-being. Daily movements we once took for granted, like getting up from a chair, walking upstairs, or carrying groceries, can become harder if we don't actively care for our strength and mobility. That's why this video was made. To give mature adults, both men and women, a safe, respectful, and proven set of exercises that support strength, balance, and quality of life. These movements don't require a gym, heavy equipment, or previous experience. They only ask for a bit of time, a gentle mindset, and a willingness to move with care. Each of the 5 exercises you'll learn today has been carefully selected. They support natural hormone health, improve bone strength, increase flexibility, and encourage muscle preservation as we age. Whether you're 50 or over 70, these movements can be adapted to meet you where you are. There is no pressure to be perfect, only a steady path to feeling better. Throughout this video, we'll walk you through each movement step by step. We'll explain why it matters, how to perform it correctly, and what to avoid to stay safe. You'll also learn variations you can use to make each one more comfortable if you're dealing with stiffness, balance concerns, or past injuries. You deserve to feel strong, capable, and confident in your body. These exercises can help you do just that, at your own pace, in your own home, with encouragement rather than intensity. Let's begin with the first movement, one that quietly supports your posture, spine, legs, and energy levels more than almost anything else: the deadlift. But don't worry, it's much gentler than it sounds when done right. Exercise 1. Deadlift, adapted for real-life strength. The deadlift may have a heavy-sounding name, but in reality, it's one of the most practical and beneficial movements for men and women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. When adapted properly, it becomes a gentle, full-body strengthening exercise that supports daily tasks like lifting groceries, gardening tools, or even a laundry basket, while protecting your back and building confidence in your movements. This movement targets the posterior chain, which includes the glutes, hamstrings, lower back, and core. These muscles are essential for posture, injury prevention, and balance. For adults over 50, strengthening the posterior chain helps counteract years of sitting, supports spinal health, and reduces the likelihood of falls or joint strain. To begin safely, stand with your feet shoulder-width apart. Use a light dumbbell, kettlebell, or resistance band, or just use body weight. Place the object in front of your feet. Keeping your back straight and chest open, gently hinge at your hips, pushing your backside slightly behind you. Let your hands lower naturally as your torso leans forward, keeping the object, if used, close to your legs. Avoid rounding your back or squatting downward. This isn't a squat. Pause when you feel a light stretch in your hamstrings. From there, press through your heels and slowly return to a standing position, gently squeezing your glutes at the top. If using a weight, keep it close to your body. If balance is a concern, stand near a chair, table, or wall for support. Breathe in as you lower and exhale as you rise. Start with 2 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions, gradually increasing to 3 sets as your strength improves. Rest for 90 seconds to 2 minutes between sets. Common mistakes include bending from the spine instead of the hips, holding your breath throughout the movement, or letting the weight swing away from the body. If you're unsure about your form, practicing in front of a mirror or with a light object like a water bottle can help reinforce the motion safely. Deadlifts may seem like a younger person's exercise, but they're actually ideal for promoting longevity. In fact, studies show that grip strength, often improved through deadlifts, is closely linked to lower mortality risk, better cardiovascular health, and higher quality of life in later years. You're not lifting for show. You're lifting to preserve your freedom, your balance, and your ability to move through the world with ease. That's what makes this version of the deadlift a foundational tool for healthy aging. Exercise 2. Gentle chest press, bench press alternative. A well-functioning upper body supports everything from carrying groceries to pushing open doors or lifting a suitcase into the trunk. The chest press, often done on a bench, is a powerful, adaptable movement that strengthens the chest, shoulders, and triceps, all while improving bone density in the upper body, which becomes increasingly important with age. For mature adults, we recommend a gentler version of the traditional bench press. This can be done lying flat on the floor or on a firm bench using either resistance bands, dumbbells, or even light water bottles. The goal isn't to lift heavy, but to move with control and improve upper body function. Begin by lying on your back with your knees bent and feet flat on the floor. Hold a light dumbbell in each hand. Start with your elbows bent, hands near your chest, and wrists aligned over your elbows. From here, slowly press both arms straight up toward the ceiling until your elbows are nearly extended. Pause briefly, then lower the weights with control. If using resistance bands, anchor the band behind your back or under your back and press your hands upward in a similar motion. The beauty of resistance bands is they apply gradual tension, which is gentler on joints while still strengthening muscles effectively. Focus on breathing. Inhale as you lower, exhale as you press upward. Aim for 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions with 1 to 2 minutes of rest between sets. Common mistakes to avoid include letting the weights fall quickly, arching your back excessively, or pressing your arms unevenly. Always prioritize control over speed. If you have shoulder concerns, keep your elbows slightly tucked rather than flared. For added benefit, change the angle of your press occasionally. For example, you can elevate your torso slightly with a pillow or incline bench to target the upper chest more directly. This variation helps build strength where it's often lost first as we age, around the collarbone and front shoulders. Another helpful tip: perform this movement near a wall or use a pillow under each elbow for support. These small changes can increase comfort and encourage proper form. Chest presses don't just build muscle, they also encourage bone health. As we age, maintaining bone density becomes vital, particularly in the ribs and upper arms. Resistance exercises like this one signal the body to preserve and even rebuild bone tissue, making every repetition an investment in resilience. Whether you're trying to open heavy doors with more ease, maintain shoulder stability, or simply keep doing everyday tasks comfortably, this adapted chest press can make a real, lasting difference. Exercise 3. Pull-ups. Pull-ups may sound challenging, especially if you haven't tried them before or haven't done them in years. But when modified properly, they become one of the best exercises for building upper body strength, especially in the back, shoulders, and arms, while also helping improve posture and support the spine. Even more importantly, they can be done with assistance, allowing people of all strength levels to participate safely. This movement targets the latissimus dorsi, the large back muscles, rhomboids, traps, biceps, and core stabilizers. Strengthening these muscles helps improve balance, supports a tall posture, and contributes to that desirable V-shaped silhouette. But more than aesthetics, a strong back helps protect your spine, reduces shoulder tension, and makes activities like reaching overhead or lifting objects much easier. To begin, stand in front of a stable pull-up bar. If you're at home, a doorway pull-up bar or gym-assisted pull-up machine can be used. If a full pull-up isn't yet possible, which is very common, there are gentle ways to get started. One of the easiest methods is the resistance band-assisted pull-up. Secure a heavy-duty band to the bar, then loop your foot or knee into the band. As you pull yourself up, the band will support a portion of your body weight. Focus on initiating the movement from your back, not just your arms. Think about pulling your elbows down and back as you rise. Alternatively, you can do negative pull-ups. Use a small stool or step to bring your chin above the bar, then slowly lower yourself down over 3 to 5 seconds. This eccentric movement builds strength effectively and safely. For complete beginners or those working with limited mobility, you can also start with horizontal rows using a barbell in a low rack or a TRX system. These build the same muscle groups while keeping your feet on the ground. When performing pull-ups, keep your grip slightly wider than shoulder width. Use an overhand grip, palms facing away from you, to activate the back muscles. Breathe in as you prepare, then exhale as you lift. Inhale again as you lower yourself down under control. Avoid swinging, jerking, or straining your neck. Never rush the movement. The key is control and form, not speed or how high you can go. Aim for 2 to 3 sets of 4 to 6 repetitions to start, or 6 to 10 for those with more strength or using assistance. Rest for about 2 minutes between each set. Pull-ups, when adapted, can restore upper body strength, improve shoulder mobility, and even assist in breathing by strengthening postural muscles around the ribs. These benefits are essential as we age, supporting everything from lung expansion to lifting household items. Exercise 4. Shoulder press, standing or seated overhead press. Shoulder strength is one of the most underrated indicators of healthy aging. When your shoulders are strong and mobile, you can perform essential movements like lifting items overhead, reaching shelves, placing dishes in cabinets, or carrying light luggage with confidence. That's why the shoulder press is so important, and when done with care, it's incredibly safe and effective for both men and women over 50. The shoulder press targets the deltoid muscles, particularly the front, anterior, and side medial heads. It also works the trapezius, upper chest, and triceps. Strengthening these areas not only improves your appearance, it also prevents shoulder stiffness, enhances posture, and reduces your risk of injury from everyday activities like putting on a coat or placing something on a high shelf. You can perform this movement standing or seated. Begin by selecting a light set of dumbbells or resistance bands. If you're standing, position your feet shoulder-width apart and slightly bend your knees. If seated, make sure your back is supported and feet are flat on the floor. Hold a dumbbell in each hand at shoulder height, with your palms facing forward and elbows bent beneath your wrists. Keep your core gently braced and spine in a neutral position, meaning you're not arching your back or leaning forward. This helps protect your lower spine and improve stability. From here, press the dumbbells upward in a smooth, controlled arc until your arms are nearly fully extended, but without locking your elbows. At the top, your arms should be straight above your head, and your shoulders should feel stable, not scrunched toward your ears. Pause briefly, then lower the weights slowly back to shoulder height. Breathe in before the lift and exhale as you push the weights upward. Inhale again as you return to the starting position. Start with 2 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions and progress to 3 sets as you grow stronger. Rest about 90 seconds to 2 minutes between each set. Common errors include overarching the back, often due to tight shoulders or using weights that are too heavy, flaring the elbows too wide, or rushing the movement. If you're seated and feel any strain, use a rolled towel or pillow behind your lower back for support. You may also try the exercise one arm at a time for more stability. Another excellent variation for older adults is the dumbbell Arnold press. This version begins with your palms facing you and rotates outward during the lift. It engages more of the shoulder musculature while keeping your movement slower and more focused. Shoulder presses, done consistently and gently, build more than just muscle. They build the kind of strength that allows you to maintain independence, carry out daily tasks without help, and continue doing what you love without fear of pain or strain. Exercise 5. Squat, chair-assisted or body weight. The squat is often referred to as the king of exercises, and for good reason. It strengthens nearly every major muscle in the lower body, including the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves, while also engaging the core and improving balance. But more importantly, for adults over 50, squats are the single best way to preserve mobility, independence, and lower body strength. Think about all the times you squat every day without realizing it. Sitting down in a chair, getting out of a car, picking something off the floor, or using the restroom. When your legs and hips are strong, these moments feel easy and safe. When they're weak, you risk falls, back strain, or long-term pain. The solution? A modified squat tailored to your body and comfort level. To begin, use a sturdy chair behind you. Stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart and your toes pointing slightly outward. Keep your chest up, spine neutral, and your hands extended forward or placed on your hips for balance. Initiate the movement by gently pushing your hips back as if you were going to sit down while slowly bending your knees. Lower yourself toward the chair until you either lightly touch it or fully sit, depending on your comfort. From there, press through your heels to stand back up, keeping your torso upright throughout. Focus on form over depth. If going too low feels uncomfortable, reduce the range of motion and only go as far as you can while maintaining good posture. You'll still reap benefits. Breathe in as you lower and exhale as you rise. Begin with 2 sets of 10 repetitions, progressing to 3 sets as you gain strength and confidence. If balance is a concern, place your hands on a table or counter for support. The most common mistakes include leaning too far forward, allowing the knees to collapse inward, lifting the heels off the ground, or rounding the back. These can all be avoided by practicing slowly and using a mirror, wall, or partner to monitor alignment. Once comfortable, you can progress the movement by holding light weights or using a resistance band around your thighs to improve glute engagement. Another variation includes holding onto a sturdy pole or countertop to guide your balance as you squat. Squats also support healthy joints by encouraging the release of synovial fluid, which lubricates and nourishes cartilage. Over time, consistent squatting can even help reverse some of the stiffness many adults experience in the hips and ankles. More than any other exercise, the squat builds the type of strength you'll use for the rest of your life, whether you're traveling, dancing, gardening, or simply getting up off the couch with ease. If you've made it to this point, we want to sincerely thank you for investing your time and your trust into learning about the foundational exercises that can transform your health, your strength, and your daily confidence. It's not always easy to take the first step, especially when fitness advice online often feels overwhelming, intimidating, or simply not made with you in mind. But this guide wasn't created for athletes chasing medals or influencers looking for camera angles. It was made for people like you, individuals who care deeply about staying active, preserving independence, and living with less pain and more freedom. Whether you're in your 50s, 60s, or beyond, it is never too late to strengthen your body in ways that feel natural, gentle, and deeply rewarding. These 5 exercises, when performed consistently and with good form, can offer lasting improvements in posture, balance, bone strength, flexibility, and hormone function. But more than that, they offer something priceless, the ability to do what you love for longer and with greater ease. You may not see changes overnight. That's okay. Real progress isn't about chasing perfection or comparing yourself to others. It's about showing up, even on the days you feel tired, and doing what you can, safely and with patience. Even 2 sessions per week with proper recovery and a positive mindset can lead to measurable improvement in strength and energy levels. Remember, there is no wrong age to begin. Whether you are new to exercise or returning after a long break, these movements can be adapted to your body, your space, and your pace. You don't need a fancy gym or expensive equipment. What matters most is your consistency, your form, and your willingness to learn. As we close, we'd love to invite you to be part of our growing wellness community. If you found this guide helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel or signing up for our free fitness newsletter. We share safe, senior-friendly workouts, nutrition tips, and expert-backed strategies to help you feel your best without hype, pressure, or unrealistic promises. You can also leave a comment below with your name, age, and city. We love hearing from viewers just like you, and it helps us shape future videos around your specific needs. Have a question? Drop it below. Want to see more exercises for balance, pain relief, or strength? Let us know. This channel is a space for you. Thank you for being here with us. Stay strong, stay steady, and may you move through life with ease and joy. Until next time, take good care of yourself, and remember, the strongest thing you can do is simply begin.